Warren Buffett and Ray Dalio are arguably two of the greatest investors of all time. And in this video, I want to break down exactly what stocks they bought, what stocks they sold, as well as what they're currently holding as per the recent 13F filing for Q1 2020 for Berkshire Hathaway and Bridgewater Associates. And for those of you guys that are like, Stas, what the heck is a 13F filing? I want to break down exactly what it is and how you can use it to your advantage to determine what these big investment firms, $100 million plus assets under management, what they're buying, what they're selling, what they're holding. So for the little guy out there, you can use it to your advantage. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see further stock market content like this. And let's just get right into it. So this is an article here from ZeroHedge. It shows you many of these big investment firms out there and what they did in Q1, what they did as per the recent 13F filing that came out May 15th, a couple of days ago, right? And for this video, again, we're just going to focus on Berkshire and Bridgewater, Berkshire being Warren Buffett's holding company, Bridgewater being Ray Dalio's investment firm. And right off the bat, we can see Bridgewater made a lot more moves as per the recent filing compared to Berkshire Hathaway. And when we jump into the SEC's website, you'll see Bridgewater actually owns a lot more stocks and ETFs, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. So right off the bat, Berkshire ended up exiting TRV and PSX. This is Travelers Companies and Phillips 66. They boosted their stakes in PNC, UAL, and DAL. And you may be asking yourself, Stas, I thought they sold United Airlines and Delta. Well, they did, guys. But remember, this is the Q1 13F filing. So at this time of the filing, Buffett even said this, right? He was buying into some of these airlines, but we know now he ended up selling out completely from United, Delta, American, and Southwest, meaning he definitely took a pretty substantial loss on all of those positions. And we also got news they cut stakes in JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, GM, right? LUV, AAL, SYF, AXTA, SiriusXM, SU, and VRSN. And if we take a look at this IBD article here, Investment Business Daily, Investors Business Daily, we can see they cut Amazon by 4,000 shares, 0.7%, Biogen, ticker symbol BIIB, by 0.8%, or about 5,400 shares. So we can see some of the moves here that Buffett is making. And right off the bat, guys, looking at the 13F filing itself, it's not going to tell you what they've been buying and selling. How you can see that, though, is by comparing it to previous 13F filings. Remember, this comes out every quarter, right? May 15th, every, 3 months after that, 3 months after that, 3 months after that. And comparing these 13F filings is how you can see, okay, they bought here, or rather, they changed from this quarter to that quarter. They're getting out of this position, selling out of this position. So that's kind of how you can gauge what they're doing by comparing previous 13Fs to current 13Fs, etc., right? And when it comes down to actually looking at these 13Fs, you have to go over to the SEC website, but we'll take a look at that after Bridgewater Associates here, which you guys can see they made a lot of moves. They bought into UNH, McDonald's, Philip Morris, Pepsi, Abbott, I think, is ABT here. They exited out of the banks, JP Morgan, BAC, WFC, which is Wells Fargo. So Berkshire and Bridgewater, they're both cutting some stakes and exiting out of some banks here. And they also boosted their stakes in Home Depot, Lowe's, ZTO, TAL, IQ. They cut stakes in, this is a big one, SPY, which is the S&P 500, VWO, VEA, which is a developed markets ETF here. I personally own that one as well. So this kind of shows you what these big investment firms are doing. So how can you see the 13F filing? Very simple. You go to Google, and if you want to see Berkshire Hathaway, Bridgewater, whatever company, you type that in, and then followed by 13F. And you have to go to the SEC website here. There's other sources, but I like going directly to the SEC, and we'll click right on that link and open it up, and you guys can see all of this stuff here. This is previous filings, back from March, April, but we want to look here, the filings section, and we want to look for 13F. And notice how we see it right here, 13F, and when was it filed? On the 15th of May, right? So this is the right document. We click documents here, and then we have to click through a couple and see which one it is. Okay, it seems like this is the one right here. So this is the 13F filing for Q1 2020 for Berkshire Hathaway, right? And this shows you, again, what they're holding as of right now. It's not showing you what they bought and sold, but they're showing you what their current portfolio is at the time of the filing. Not right now, because this was filed about 2-3 months ago, right? About 2 months ago, but at the time of the filing. A lot has changed now. Again, Buffett sold out of some airlines. He's trimmed Amazon, this and that. And we can see here they hold Bank of America, Apple, American Express, right? You can see Amazon here at the top, Coca-Cola, Delta, General Motors, but again, they ended up cutting Delta. They own Goldman, JP Morgan, PNC, SiriusXM, and many of these companies, guys, they're not fresh buys. Many of these companies Buffett has owned for a long, long time. We know some of the newer buys are JP Morgan. He's been buying in, in the past couple of years. He's been buying in Apple. Amazon's another one he's been buying in. So this is what the 13F looks like. And to see kind of how many shares he owns, you take a look here at the shares. At the shares tab, and the value here is the dollar value, and you of course multiply this by 1,000 to see how many dollars he owns of a particular stock, of a particular investment here. And notice how Amazon is not too big of an investment in terms of the 13F filing here, but Apple on the other hand is massive. He owns about a couple tens of billions of dollars of Apple, according to this right here. You can see 50 billion in this position right here. That's just incredible. And let's say we want to take a look at Bridgewater Associates. Well, we come back here and we do the same exact thing. We go here to Bridgewater Associates, 13F. We go to the SEC one. I'm sure it's going to be here. Here we go. We'll click that. Actually, is this the wrong one? Yes, that is the wrong one. Let's take a look if we can get the 2021. Let's see. Let's go, guys. Come on, come on. This is it right here. Okay, so quarterly report 13F was filed on the 14th of May. Would you take a look at that? They filed it a bit early. Good for you, Bridgewater. Good for you. Now let's open it up. Here are their holdings. And like I mentioned earlier, they own a lot more stocks and ETFs compared to Berkshire Hathaway. And you guys, again, can look at this for yourselves. This might look confusing. I might be scrolling a bit fast, but this is what it's looking like, right? They own, at the top here, you can see they own, Abbott Labs, they own Activision Blizzard, some of that. I know they own Alibaba. It's here somewhere, but again, it's kind of hard to read this. It's a bit crunched. They own Altria. What else do they own here? They own Ashland Global, AT&T. They own a little bit of, you guys get the point, right? B2 Gold Corp. Ray Dalio is actually a big gold guy. He's a gold believer, and on the flip side, Buffett is not much of a gold guy. Berkshire doesn't really hold any gold to my personal understanding as of right now, but you guys get the point, right? They own a lot of different stocks, a lot of different ETFs here. You can see the share amount here and the dollar amount here, and I'll link down below in the description, guys, these SEC links so you can take a look again for yourselves. And ultimately, guys, you can look at any investment firm out there that does over $100 million or has over $100 million assets under management, because they're required to file this document with the SEC. So that's pretty much it, guys. This is what the 13F looks like for Bridgewater and Berkshire. and again, what they actually bought, what they sold, and kind of what they cut stakes in and what they exited in terms of this previous quarter. So if you guys enjoyed the video, found any value in this video, if you learned about 13F at all, kind of how to use it, hit that like button. Maybe, just maybe, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you guys actually want 2 free stocks from Webull, one of them valued up to $1,400, feel free to check that link down below in the description box. If you put in $100 into the account, that is when you'll get those 2 free stocks, again, valued up to $1,400. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks again for watching. As always, peace out.